Hello guys, welcome to my channel Education Plus. Hope you all are doing well. So today we'll be discussing about protoplasm culture and what is co-culturing. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Now, before proceeding forwards, if you haven't seen my lectures regarding how protoplasms are isolated and purified and further strained, the link will be to those videos will be provided in the description below. Kindly check it. Now let's go for this topic, which is the culture techniques. Now here the isolated protoplasms, they can be cultured either by means of a liquid media, using liquid media, or a semi-solid media. Protoplasms sometimes they are allowed to regenerate their cell walls in liquid media before they are transferred into a solid. So agar is of different qualities are available, but agarose is most frequently used to solidify culture media. So the concentration of agar should be chosen to give a soft agar gel when it is mixed with protoplasm suspension. And the petri plates, to the petri plates you add your agar gel. Okay, so these petri plates are then you have to seal them using parafilm, and they are incubated upside down. By agar culture method, the protoplasm will remain in fixed position, hence the protoplasm clumping will be avoided. Now here, after which they are incubated at 25 to 30 degrees Celsius at dark or preferable at low light intensities, and once they are incubated, the colonies will be obtained, and those colonies they can be transferred to other culture media. Okay, so what is liquid culture? Liquid culture is nothing but you take a culture in a test tube. It is in a liquid form, and basically the liquid culture is generally preferred because it allows easy dilution and transfer. When the protoplasm of some species, they do not divide in agar media, so for them the liquid culture is more suitable. And also here osmotic pressure of media can be reduced, and density of cells they can be reduced after few days. But basically one disadvantage is that it will not permit isolation of a single colony or a colony which is derived from a single parent. So that is the one disadvantage which you can find in the culture. There are various modifications to these culture techniques, and one of it is that it can be performed using a liquid droplet method, and another one is a hanging droplet method. So let us first go for liquid droplet method. It involves suspending protoplasts in culture media and pipetting 100 to 200 microliters, which is around 5 to 7 drops of the suspension media, can be cultured on the agar plate. Now these plates, they are sealed using a parafilm, and they were incubated at 25 to 30 degrees at low light intensity or dark, as I said before. But a problem encountered in this method is that sometimes these protoplasms will clump together at the center of tube. They will clump together at the center of your agar plate in the form of a. So agar is of different qualities are available, but agarose is most frequently used to solidify culture media. So the concentration of agar should be chosen to give a soft agar gel when it is mixed with protoplasm suspension. Now let us go for what is co-culturing. Now co-culturing is nothing but it is culturing of two types of protoplasms. One is slow growing and another one is a fast growing. So the slow growing protoplast will be cultured along with a fast growing protoplasm. So here the slow growing recalcitrant species are mixed in varying ratios with a fast growing species, and the fast growing protoplast will provide other species, that is a slow growing slow growing species will provide them with various growth factors and other diffusible chemicals which are helpful in regeneration of cell wall and cell division of slow growing or recalcitrant. Now here protoplasts have similar nutritional requirements to that of cultured plant cells. However, certain variations will be required for their protoplast culture, which is as follows. First of all, whichever media, the culture media you are using for a protoplast culture has to be provided, or certain limitations has to be kept in mind if you are going for the culturing of protoplasm. First is here the culture media which is being used, it shouldn't have ammonia. It should be devoid of ammonia, since ammonia is detrimental for its survival. The content of iron and zinc, it also has to be reduced. The calcium concentration on the other hand should be increased 2 to 4 times, as which is commonly used for normal cultures, and mannitol and sorbitol should also be added to maintain the osmolarity of media. There are various modifications to these culture techniques, and one of it is that it can be performed using a liquid droplet method, and another one is a hanging droplet method. So let us first go for liquid droplet method. It involves suspending protoplasts in culture Na or 2,4-D along with BAP or zeatin is also needed to be. We also need to incorporate these growth regulators in our culture media to regulate the growth of our protoplast. So when protoplast division has started, we often go for changing of external hormone supply, and a change in auxin cytokinin balance is also used to stimulate morphogenesis, which is the development of organs. This video. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was helpful for you to understand how we go for culturing of protoplast on suitable medium. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, press the subscription button and hit the like button. इतनी मेहनत के लिए एक like तो बनता है. So guys, see you in the next video. Until then, do take a very good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.